Hi, my name is David P. Shapiro. I am a San Diego criminal lawyer, and I'm also the owner and managing partner of the law office of David P. Shapiro. My firm helps good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime. Today, I want to discuss with you the charge of indecent exposure. Assuming you do not have priors for indecent exposure or some other designated sexual-based offenses, indecent exposure can only be charged as a misdemeanor. However, that doesn't mean that you should not take it lightly. And the reason why I say that is this. If convicted of indecent exposure, you will have to register as a sex offender. If convicted of indecent exposure, you're likely looking at a realistic possibility of several months in jail. And if convicted of indecent exposure, that's something that's going to stay with you wherever you go, whether you're a registered sex offender or not one day, because of the nature of the offense and what the people think, the people in this public think about that offense and those people who commit those offenses. So you need to take your case seriously. Now, there's some good defenses to indecent exposure, but the goal of any good defense is that, the client, or in this case, the accused, hasn't done anything, hopefully not to close the door on some of our best defenses. So if you find yourself under investigation for indecent exposure, keep your mouth closed. Resist the urge to speak to the police. You have a right not to. You have a constitutional right to remain silent. Utilize it. There's so much going on nowadays where everyone's talking about these are my rights. This is my First Amendment, Second Amendment. All these amendments people cite, but they never talk about the right to remain silent. The right against self-incrimination. It's just as important as any of those other rights. Start using it. Because what happens if you're accused of exposing yourself to somebody? God forbid it's a kid, because then the punishment goes through the roof. And there's other charges that could be charged with. But let's say it's an adult and you're questioned by the police and they want to talk to you about, hey, I want to talk to you about this indecent exposure that happened outside the racetrack in Del Mar on Tuesday. Well, first off, you're assuming that the officer's telling you the truth, that there actually was an indecent exposure by the racetrack in Del Mar on Tuesday. They don't have to tell you the truth. And if you start saying, well, no, I was over here at that time, I was in Solana Beach at that time, well, what happens? What happens if the indecent exposure really happened in Solana Beach? What have you just done? You just admitted that you were in Solana Beach at the time of an indecent exposure. That you were driving your car at this time, that you were at this place, that you were doing this, doing that. Oh, let me go through your phone. Let me verify some things. No. Get a warrant. Use your rights. Protect yourself. Especially when you're dealing with a case that can lead you to have to register as a sex offender if you get convicted. The other thing with indecent exposure is, there are certain defenses with regard to how things happened, how many people were there, if you did something to affirmatively draw attention to yourself. It's far more than public urination. It's far more than that. But if you find yourself charged with indecent exposure, under investigation for indecent exposure or any type of lewd conduct, and want our help, please give us a call, 619-295-3555.